Good morning from Joburgtv News. I'm Tatwa Timjali with your top stories. ANC says the leaked CR17 emails attempt to undermine confidence in Ramaphosa. SASPO says the planned job cuts in banking sector motivated by greed. And eThekwini Mayor Gwemede to no fate this weekend. The African National Congress yesterday said the leaked emails targeting President Cyril Ramaphosa were aimed at derailing the nation's attention from challenges facing the country, including the economic crisis. The governing party came to its president's defense over the saga, saying the reports were meant to undermine him. This comes after News 24 reported during the weekend on the emails, which showed that Ramaphosa was in contact with funders for his 2017 ANC presidential campaign, despite earlier assertions that he knew nothing. In a statement, the ANC said it was not aware of any illegal actions during the president's campaign or that of other candidates who contested for positions at its Nasrec conference. South Africa's largest financial union, the South African Society of Bank Officials, yesterday said planned job cuts by banks were motivated by greed. SASPO urged the Financial Institute to reconsider retrenchments and threatened disruptions of services next month. The union planned a two-day walkout by its members in a bid to put pressure on the sector. SASPO General Secretary Joe Kokela warned the banks that the union is up in arms. He said they believe as SASPO that the banks knew 5 years ago that this was coming. eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gwemede will now know by the end of the weekend if she will be removed as eThekwini Mayor or not. KwaZulu-Natal ANC Provincial Secretary Mdumiseni Ntuli yesterday said that the party was looking at removing all employees who were failing to execute their duties. Ntuli addressed the media on the ANC's Provincial Executive Committee meeting, which ended on Monday night. He said the party would finalize matters surrounding its employees in municipalities who needed to be removed from their positions this coming weekend. Ntuli said a report submitted to the PEC on Friday suggested that there were municipalities under the ANC's control which required interventions by its provisional leadership. Now to sports news with Andisiwe Sikoko.
With your sports news, I'm Andisiwe Sikoko. Starting with PSL news, Baroka FC overcame the odds as they defeated Bidvest Vets 1-0 yesterday evening in their ABSA Premiership encounter away from home. Gerard Phiri Jr. curled a fine dead ball past goalkeeper Brendan Peterson to get Bahaga a win in a match that was desperate for drama. Still in PSL news, Mamelodi Sundowns coach Pitso Misimane says he is happy that Percy Tau signed for Club Brugge, but reveals he wasted a season in the Belgian second tier. Tau signed for Brighton after leaving Sundowns in July 2018 and was loaned for Royal Union St. Gilloise in the Belgium First Division B for 2018 and 2019 campaign. Musimane says Tau wasted a year in a lower league and is happy that Tau is playing for a big club as it deserves it. And lastly, U.S. tennis player Serena Williams has topped Forbes magazine's list of the highest paid women in sports for the fourth time in a row. The business publication calculated that the 23-time Grand Slam singles champion earned $29.2 million in the 12-month period ending on the 1st of June, with just $4.2 million of that coming from prize money. Japanese Naomi Osaka, who burst to international stardom in the 2018 US Open final, is second of the Forbes list that is dominated by tennis players with an earning of $24.3 million. That's all from Sports News. Goodbye.
Moving to traffic and weather updates.
Thank you, Tato. Taking a look at our traffic this morning. In central Johannesburg on the M1 northbound, there's a stationary vehicle before Crown Interchange. In Hillbrow on the N3 northbound, there's a crash recovery between Desville and De Hoek Toll. In Bedfordview on the N3 northbound, there's a crash after Hilden Hayes Interchange. Taking a look at our weather, Pretoria is at 26 degrees Celsius, Johannesburg is at 23 degrees Celsius, so it's at 24 degrees Celsius. Back to the news desk.
And that is it from me and the rest of the Joburgtv team. Catch your next bulletin at midday. Goodbye.